Previously, he had run into the Victorious Return Guild, humiliated them, and discovered a hidden path to Lake Heart Island, where he met a holy mage named Cha-Cha, who turned out to be Xie Yao, a significant figure from his past life. They teamed up, their synergy perfect, and she invited him to join them on a dungeon raid. Now, to the next chapter. Picking up right where we left off, he asks her directly how many shield warriors her team has, and more importantly, how much defense and HP they have. Now, this might sound like standard game chatter, but for Yan, this is critical calculation. He knows the Trant Forest isn't just some casual dungeon, it's a level 3 instance with a sub-elite boss, the Trant King. Cha-Cha, trying to be helpful, says they have 2 shield warriors with 53 defense and 230 HP. To a normal player, that sounds decent, right? Wrong. Yan immediately processes the numbers in his head and realizes they're walking into serious trouble. He explains that the Trant King has a 2% chance to deal a critical hit. If those tanks don't have at least 60 defense, a single critical will eliminate them instantly. It's not a maybe, it's a mathematical certainty that they will fail. He's dropping this knowledge casually, pointing out that the priest's healing won't even matter if the tank gets eliminated in a single moment. Cha-Cha is standing there looking absolutely stunned. She's staring at him because nobody knows this information yet. The game just launched. She asks how he knows all this, and honestly, that's the key question. But Yan can't exactly say he's from the future, so he just lets the competence speak for itself. Cha-Cha is worried now because getting bronze defense gear to hit that 60-point threshold is extremely difficult this early in the game. It's basically impossible for a casual team. But Yan? He's got a plan. He looks at her with that confident expression and suggests there is another way. Let him command the team. The boldness of it. But Cha-Cha, seeing how he handled himself earlier, is actually considering it. She says she'll try her best to convince the group, even though she knows bringing a random thief to lead a raid is a tough sell. Just then, they finish checking the loot from the monster they just defeated, and the rewards are excellent. A beam of light reveals a piece of gear, and Cha-Cha, demonstrating even more skill, uses the appraisal ability. Yan is shocked again, asking if she learned the appraisal skill, because that's a rare utility skill this early on. The item is Fine Silk Gauntlets, quality bronze. Level requirement 0. Attributes Defense +2, Magic +3. This is excellent starter gear for a mage. Yan, being strategic about building goodwill, gives it to her immediately. He tells her it's perfect for her and she should have it. He doesn't even hesitate, but he's not walking away empty-handed either. He picked up a skill book, Assassinate. For a thief, this is essential. It's the high damage finisher he needs. Cha-Cha is clearly impressed by his generosity and skill. But suddenly, the dreaded system notification appears. The game will close in 3 minutes. The classic server shut down. They say their goodbyes, promising to meet up next time, and log off in a shower of digital effects. Now we cut to the real world. Yan wakes up in his bed, holding his VR helmet. It's the morning of the second day since his rebirth. He takes a deep breath, and reality sets in. In the game, he's becoming powerful. Here, he's physically weak. He looks at his underdeveloped arms and realizes he's been neglecting his body. He thinks about Cao Shu, the villain who ruined his life in the past timeline. Cao Shu is a financial mogul with bodyguards and real-world power. If Yan wants to survive the coming storm, he can't just be strong in the game, he needs to be physically capable too. He resolves to start exercising immediately. He thinks he cannot let himself be in a passive position, clenching his fist. This is character development. He's fixing his life on all fronts. So he heads out, but disaster nearly strikes. We see a massive truck coming down the street, screeching tires, the whole dramatic scene. Yan takes a tumble and suddenly, there's a girl rushing over to help him. And it's her. It's Cha-Cha. Well, Xie Yao, her real name. She's wearing a white dress and she's concerned. She asks if Yan is okay, checking him for injuries, asking why he's so careless. She mentions that she has a first aid kit in her car and goes to get it while Yan watches her. As he watches, he remembers her from his past life, not just as a teammate, but as a victim. and this was his greatest regret. Because he had been weak and unable to express his feelings, Xie Yao had become a target of Chao Shu's powerful financial group due to her connection with him. The pressure and harassment drove her to severe mental illness. She had suffered immensely because of that man. Yan stares at her, his resolve strengthening. But this time he has the power to change things. Right there, he silently vows that he will not let her suffer again. As she tends to his scrapes, she scolds him for being rash. But then their eyes meet and he just smiles, making Xie Yao blush. She looks away, wondering if he's even listening, but he comments that he can always rely on her to take care of him and thinks she has a cute face when she gets like this. Still blushing, she turns to leave, muttering who would want to take care of him, and says goodbye. In her car, she looks back and thinks about Nirvana Flame, questioning if Yan could really be him, but he seems to have become a little different, more confident, just like Nirvana Flame. Yan watches her go, feeling happy to see her again and noticing that she's still as endearing as he remembers. But then his expression darkens, the shift sudden and sharp. In an instant, he goes from light-hearted to determined. He thinks of Chao Shu and how that person will inevitably try to destroy everything of his once more. He realizes that he needs to establish himself in the game, conviction, as quickly as possible. His only leverage to change his fate. Suddenly, his phone rings. It's Tang Yao. Yan answers, only to be met with Tang Yao shouting, demanding to know where he's been for the past 2 days and why he hasn't contacted him, then ordering him to get over there immediately. Caught off guard, Yan pauses, but then says he's happy to hear from him again. As memories resurface, he recalls that Tang Yao was his best friend. In his past life, when he fell into the abyss, that man had been the one to secretly support him, even risking discovery by Chao Shu, making his days much easier. But the man had a weakness for chasing women. In that previous life, he got into a bar fight out of jealousy, provoked a powerful figure with overwhelming influence, and was beaten brutally before being left lifeless in a dark alley. In this life, he would not allow such a tragedy to happen again. They meet up on the street, and Tang Yao puts him in a headlock playfully. They start chatting about the game. Yan casually mentions he's a level 2 wind thief right now. Tang Yao stops, impressed. He notes that Yan actually rose to level 2 already. In this early stage, hitting level 2 is a significant grind. Tang Yao announces proudly that he's a level 3 arcane mage. They head to a place called the PK Bar, a venue where players hook into machines and use their in-game characters to battle in simulations. Part high-end gaming cafe, part competitive arena. Tang Yao loves coming here to gamble, even though he usually ends up losing. And right on cue, trouble arrives. A man named Wei Kai walks in with his crew, slick in appearance and openly antagonistic. He mocks Tang Yao for showing up to hand over more money, the disrespect unmistakable. Tang Yao is annoyed, but clearly drawn to the competitive challenge. Then Wei Kai notices Yan and sneers, asking if the lesson from last time wasn't enough. Apparently, Yan had been bullied here before as well. Wei Kai laughs, continuing to mock them, but Tang Yao remarks that as long as he's around, Yan is safe and they won't dare do anything. Yan, however, remains calm, unusually calm. Even the antagonist notices, wondering why Yan seems so composed today, as if he's suddenly grown bolder. Tang Yao, ever the passionate one, jumps into a simulator pod, betting 200 credits per round as he faces Wei Kai. The match setup flashes across the screens. Tang Yao, a level 3 arcane mage, versus Wei Kai, a level 3 berserker. Yan analyzes the matchup instantly. The berserker has the charge skill, while Tang Yao's arcane mage specializes in ranged attacks and control. But the map is a flat plain, wide open terrain. Yan immediately recognizes the disadvantage. Without obstacles or terrain to maneuver around, the berserker can simply close the distance and overwhelm the mage. Calmly observing, Yan calculates the likely outcome. Tang Yao will probably lose this round. Just then, another member of Wei Kai's group speaks up, remarking that his friend is about to lose and asking Yan if he wants to play a few rounds instead. Yan looks back confidently and says they'll play only one round. He's not interested if the wager is too small. The man is clearly annoyed by his tone. With obvious arrogance, he raises the bet to 700 credits for a single match, saying he'll teach Yan a proper lesson today, already sure this will be an easy win. The crowd shifts its focus to the screens as the matchup appears. Yan, level 2 Wind Thief, versus Shifeng, level 2 Ranger. On paper, the Ranger has the advantage. High perception and strong ranged attacks usually counter a thief's stealth and close combat style. Shifeng is confident he has this in the bag. The simulation loads, and the randomly selected map appears. Bamboo Forest. Shifeng spawns in, and both of them see each other for a moment. But Yan immediately uses his stealth skill. Shifeng knows this ability and quickly realizes the advantage Yan has. The bamboo forest is dense, full of vertical spaces and shadows. Perfect terrain for a thief. He watches as Yan seems to vanish into thin air. Shifeng panics, activating his abilities and searching desperately. He races through the bamboo, scanning every direction, but he can't find his opponent. He's confident he should win, yet Yan remains nowhere in sight. Yan looks up and notices Feng above him. His thoughts are focused. 10 years of experience as a thief have made concealing his presence second nature. In an instant, he appears behind Feng. Feng senses something is wrong, but it's too late. This isn't a fight, it's an execution. Yan's dagger glows with deadly energy. A massive damage number appears. 40 damage dealt, dropping Feng's HP from 110 to 70 with a single strike. Shifeng spins in panic, trying to counterattack and wondering when Yan got behind him, but it's already over. Yan declares it finished as Feng's attack comes inches from his face. The screen flashes Vital Strike. Damage dealt, 70. Shifeng's character collapses to the ground, defeated instantly.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe and like. It really helps me out.